A real deal Austinite. What is that all about, Stephanie?
Yeah.
How did you manage that one?
Oh, man. I got blessed, huh?
Yeah. Some might say.
It was very nice growing up here.
But you left for a while.
Yes, I was called to go to California to pursue acting.
California. But no, not singing, acting. Acting.
Yeah.
Got it. That's cool. So we're going to definitely have to talk about that. Before we do, let's talk a little bit about what you have going on in the day to day, right now, in the present. What's been going on in your life?
Oh, man, a lot.
Yeah.
Lots of blessings, alignment.
Blessings.
Yes.
What's one that comes to mind? Because I know we chatted a little bit before hitting the record button over here. And you had quite a bit going on.
Yeah.
What stands out the most?
Being able to help people connect to themselves on a really deep level.
What would you call that?
A remembrance.
A remembrance? Dang, that's cool. Nice work. Other than helping people do that, what else do you do in the day to day?
Get my movement going.
Yeah.
Red light.
Red light.
Blessed. Yeah, red light therapy.
What do you do with the red light?
I sit in front of it, especially with this gloomy weather.
Your whole body?
Yeah. So
You must have a massive red light.
No, it's not that big. But I'm tiny. If you sit cross-legged, it kind of gets you.
On camera, I thought you were 6'3", and then I met you in real life.
No way.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so you sit in front of the red light. What's that do for you? I'm not too attuned to that. I know it's helpful. I know it's beneficial. I know that much. So, but what else?
It's good for your cells. It's good for muscle soreness. If you have a achy back or a headache even.
Yeah.
And the vitamin D levels, especially, it's been pretty gloomy the past couple months.
Yeah, I agree. Months.
I know.
Flipping months.
I'm okay with it every once in a while. I'm good with it. I enjoy it every now and then, yet it hasn't.
It's got to stop. Like today would have been a nice day to have some sun. My buddy Jake's throwing a pool party. You know Jake's Cakes.
Oh, yeah.
He's throwing a pool party today.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jake's Cakes. How's it going to happen? I don't know. Hopefully he's got some indoor accommodations. We'll see.
Maybe some red light.
Yeah.
Posted up outside.
There it is. There's the innovation. So, yeah, you're focused on healing not just yourself but other people. Let's talk about let's say business specifically, right? What do you do right now with your clients? What do you do right now?
Well, it depends. Well, right now specifically, help them access their innate gifts.
You're kidding me. That is so flippin' cool. Can you imagine, folks that are listening, that you're kind of lost and you find somebody like Steph, you work with her, and then all of a sudden you really tap into your innate gifts out of all things to find. That's pretty profound. What happens when somebody actually goes ahead and gets to that point? What happens to them? What do you experience? What do they experience?
It's an expansion within myself because I understand the sensation that they are experiencing. To be able to be so connected with themselves, with God, with the world outside of what their eyes can see, that they just feel so encompassed with love and care and guidance unlike ever before.
Oh, I've had that feeling maybe a handful of times throughout my whole life. I think I know what you're talking about. It's got to be one of the best things where when you go to bed at night, you just feel like everything is okay. Is that kind of...
Always.
Yes. Yeah. It's pretty good. Okay. How long you been doing that?
Lifetimes.
Right. No, you're not.
Probably since 2020.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, okay.
I realized, okay.
Got a gift.
Yeah.
I
remembered.
Yeah. How'd that happen?
It was through healing my childhood trauma.
Dang.
Then it all came.
So glad you brought that up.
A fireball hit.
Seriously?
Yeah. At the time I was
gosh.
private training clients in LA.
Yeah.
And after this happened, after the initial initiation of understanding what it was, this trauma that was living inside me.
You say living. We'll get there. Just don't let me forget living. Okay, keep going.
That these sessions, just my instinct was, okay, instead of doing this, I need you to lay down or whatever it was. And it just transformed. My mind was thinking, what are you doing telling these people to lay down? They're paying you to train them. And like, nope, my hands are moving every which way. I'm saying things that I don't even know. And they're crying, saying, can we do this again? And that's when I said, okay, pivot.
That's insane in the best way possible. That is so cool. That's so cool. It was like you were getting this energy from who knows what source, and it kind of overtook you. Is that fair to say?
Yes, and it was clear, and it was good.
It was clear and good?
Yeah.
Can't get much better than that.
Oh, no.
That's cool. That's cool. So, all right, thank you for sharing. We got a good picture of what part of town you live in. Austin proper right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
South Congress.
South Congress. Oh, yeah. Great spot. Very cool. What's your go-to lunch spot down there?
Vinaigrette.
Yeah.
Oh,
healthy.
I love that place.
Good options.
So good.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, I'd hit up Vinaigrette. Yeah, that's a good spot. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna take a trip down memory lane here. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for a ride on the school bus, shall we? You obviously grew up here. What was it like? What was it like in your household when you were a kid? Like, let's say you got home from school, and then I don't know who's there. You're both your parents there, or is just one person, or your aunts, or who?
My mom and all my siblings. I have
your mom,
3 siblings,
and your 3 siblings. Mm-hmm. Where's Pop?
He's at work.
He's at work. Mm-hmm. Where's he work?
He works at Sweet Cleaners. He owned a dry cleaning company.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting. So he was. What I'm gleaning is that he wasn't really all there that much at the house. Okay. What was the atmosphere like when you got home?
I would always just go and immediately do my homework. I know, it's crazy. I just wanted to get it done.
You did?
Yes. It was never you have to do your homework. It was I got it done.
Yeah.
And then playing outside, running around the neighborhood on bikes with friends. I had a great girlfriend who lived less than a 5-minute walk from me, so we would just go play.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Nice. On your siblings, what was your relationship like with them?
I mean, we got along and, friction regular a little bit. Yeah, regular sibling
no deal-breaking stuff, no?
No.
Okay.
I love them.
Okay, good. That's good. Okay. Where's it going with this? Oh, yeah. So when you were in, let's say, at grade school, elementary school, did you get in any trouble back then?
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You were a good kid?
Pretty good, yeah.
Not once. Come on.
No, but one time.
Yeah, you got to spill the beans. What was it?
So cute. When I was in first grade, there was a little chicken coop outside of our wing at elementary school. They have wings.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of baby chicks. And I, in my mind, said, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'm going to take home a chick. And then when this teacher asks me what's that noise, I'm just going to say, oh, it's me. I'm chirping. Yeah. Real clever. So I go to the bathroom.
That's hilarious.
I go inside and I'm thinking, how did the teachers not see me?
Yeah.
So I go inside the cage, grab a chick, put it outside of the cage for easy access on my way back from the bathroom. I walk to, nobody sees this, walk to the bathroom, come back, went to go grab the chick, and a teacher comes out and says, what are you doing? I said, oh, this chick was outside the cage, and she thought I was the best for rescuing it. Oh, well, let's put it back in. My mind said, dang, I got caught. But I got close. So I really wanted to bring home a chick.
Well, you're an adult now.
Right.
What are the odds you've got a chicken?
I did at one point. I was in my 20s. I totally did.
I'm so glad you found, you got that done.
Yeah, I had that out of the way.
What kind of chicken was it?
I don't know. There were 2.
Yeah.
And then an owl killed them both.
That sucks. And it's always it's kind of gross.
Oh,
An
yeah.
owl takes down a chicken.
Yeah.
Freaking sick. The animal kingdom's nasty
Yeah.
sometimes. Poor chickens. Rest in peace. So you're cruising along through elementary school. Pretty laid back experience, sounds like.
Yeah.
What was it like with your dad not being around all that often?
Didn't notice it much. We hung out on the weekends.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay, cool. What kind of things did you do with your family?
Sometimes we go to the zoo in San Antonio.
Nice.
That was one of our things. We go a lot, and carnivals and the beach.
Yeah.
So it was fun. We'd go to the mall a lot, do arcade stuff for our birthdays.
Yeah.
There was this place here called Pandemonium. We did that for our birthday. It was fun. We had fun.
That sounds like a nice American upbringing.
It was.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yes.
You and the whole crew.
Yes.
Brothers, sisters, everybody. That's good. So
The zoo.
Yeah, the San Antonio zoo is pretty legit.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been there? It's been a while. You
Yeah.
need a throwback trip.
Oh, man.
Yeah, go take out some ducks or something.
Yeah.
So let's go into to middle school, right? Because this is kind of an awkward stage for a lot of people, right? In my experience with my guests, for some reason, middle school is typically like a highlight chunk of time. Is that the same thing for you,
Kind of. I didn't.
or was it mellow?
I just remember, even just looking back now,
Yeah.
just getting by, almost wearing a mask and just wanting to cruise through.
Why?
I didn't it was a weird, I didn't love it. I enjoyed my friends.
Yeah.
I had some interesting teachers that made me uncomfortable.
What are you talking about?
There was this one teacher in 7th grade,
It was a dude.
obviously,
Okay.
pervert.
Yeah.
He'd always call me face, and I could feel
Excuse me.
him.
He'd call you face.
Yeah,
What does that even mean?
I'm assuming.
Nice face?
Yeah.
You tell him, go take a hike, buddy.
Right.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
All right. So this weird dude's calling you face in middle school. What else?
Nothing?
That just made you a little uncomfortable, right?
Oh,
To
totally.
where you're like, you know what? I just kind of want to get this over with.
Yeah.
Did it stop there with the name calling, or was there any other kind of weirdness?
There was another teacher that had a similar essence, and I made sure not to get him in the next grade going up.
Seriously? You sensed that as a middle schooler? What?
From people, too. From a little
you mean
girl.
like
Anything and malicious, I could feel it. I just didn't know what it was. I thought I was weird, and I was just, and when I say mask through and go through, I always just tried to fit in because I could feel these things, and I did not know what they were, and I didn't know how to express what they were. I would just say, who's mad? Someone's mad. I know you're mad. Or what's wrong? And it would always be, nothing. No, I'm not mad. And so I just thought it was crazy. So, okay, let me just try to be like everyone else then, you know?
you would sense that if somebody was angry, and then you ask them about it, and they'd say no often.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Why do you think they said no so much? I mean, because I think we have the ability to definitely tell if somebody's energy is angry. So maybe yours is just a little bit more enhanced.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Now, yes. Looking at it, and yes, obviously.
Yeah. Shoot. I was just reading about this the other day. With people and their feelings, how we can pick up on them. But there's also a side to where there's some people who go through stuff and they think everything's their fault. And they're always asking, what's wrong? You know what I'm talking about? That's not you, though.
It turned into that. I always thought, so I got a bunch of no's, and so it was almost like an early gaslighting.
Yeah.
And so I always thought I was the problem.
Yeah.
I did something wrong. I was bad. I had a lot of guilt and shame. Yeah. And so it took some deep rewiring.
Dang. Okay. All right. Let's keep cruising. This is getting good. Yeah. So you get past middle school. You say adios to those two awkward teachers. Thank goodness. No trouble in middle school. You never got kicked out. You never got in a fight.
No.
Really? So you're just a fun-loving kid.
Pretty much.
Having a good old time.
Yeah.
What about sports?
I did gymnastics in grade school.
Serious?
Mm-hmm.
How long?
For a couple years, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And at some point, my mom took me out because at the time there was an Olympian who paralyzed herself during. So she said, "No, you're done."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't blame her.
Yeah.
That's sketch. If I saw that and my kid was in gymnastics, I'd be like, ugh.
Because I can't tell you how many times, you go doing a headstand or handstand and you feel that pull in your neck.
Yeah.
And it always freaked me out. And so I just stopped doing it.
Dang. Yeah. One time I was on a milk carton and we were playing tug of war at summer camp, and I fell on my head, and it really messed me up bad. It was the worst thing that ever happened at that time. Yeah. So I can only imagine if you're a gymnast always doing that. It's like, no, pass.
Yeah.
All right. You're in high school now. That's when things are really, really changing in our bodies and our social ecosystem. You might be in a bigger school with more people, right? What was that experience like for you in high school? Where was it, by the way?
McCallum
High School. Yeah, it's a reputable school in town. Right? A lot of folks like bringing their kids there. So what was it like for you?
Me, I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I didn't love the whole school thing.
No.
It was always hard for me to concentrate, and math and science all day. Loved it. The others, just history and writing at the time, didn't love it. Now I love it. And
Math? Math?
Because it was easy. It was problems. I could solve them. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Special.
I didn't love being in, I know most people are the other way. I didn't love high school, so I did freshman and sophomore year at McCallum. Then I went to an alternative school specifically so I could finish quicker. So I finished junior and senior year in 1 year.
You raised your hand. You said you wanted to get this done.
I said, get me out of here.
What drove you to do that? Like, why want to finish this so quick? What's the rush?
I just didn't want to be in there anymore. I don't really have an answer. I felt like there was a lot of pressure
Who?
to perform, teachers, students, peers. I just didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I said no. And I was
Mature decision.
I was the one at one of those alternative schools actually studying and doing the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people go there and just kind of mess around. No, I finished it.
Your folks are still together at this time?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. When you got home off the bus or whatever, whoever picked you up, however that would look, same ecosystem when you got home.
Mm-hmm.
So from elementary school to high school.
Yeah.
Wow. It's pretty good. I think that's a rarity. You know why I say wow? Because I tell you, the majority of my guests, they don't have that. Majority. Yeah. So it's a blessing. Way to go. Good for you.
I do see that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. What were your friends like in high school? Who'd you hang out with?
I hung out with I had my same core group of friends from elementary school, and it just strengthened.
Okay. Where are they now? You still hang out with them?
Not really.
No? Who are you hanging out with now?
My new friends. More line.
You're more line friends. Gotcha. Yeah. And they're all local here, or no?
No, I have some people that live in Europe, LA, Miami, Utah. Got people all over.
Dang. Utah. How'd that happen? Skiing friends?
No, they lived here and then moved. And then I met more people through them, and it's just one big, oh, these are my friends. Hi. And then, yeah.
And it sounds like your exploration of LA really opened up your world, right? Because that was the first time you moved out of Austin, or where'd you move to as soon as you left here?
Well, I lived in a beach town, Corpus, Port Aransas,
Sure.
for a summer when I was probably 19. It was more so for fun.
Of course.
And then that was the first time I lived outside of Austin. So it was a big move, and I just felt I've always wanted to live and experience California.
Yeah.
And I needed to get out of here. There was so much change, and I wasn't appreciating it as much, and I knew I just needed a restart.
So that was right after high school you moved?
To LA?
To Corpus.
Oh, to Corpus, yeah.
And then to LA.
Yeah, I did LA. It was at the end of 2018.
What were you doing in Corpus?
Living by the beach.
Were you working?
Beach? Yeah, I was working at a restaurant there.
A server?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's a great experience for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Right? You get to know people a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah. What was the name of the restaurant?
I don't remember, and it's closed now.
Dang. I worked at this place called the Original Crab Shanty. It was on an island in the Bronx. Yeah. I'm an upstate kid. Right? I grew up on a farm in upstate New York. Yeah. Like the Appalachian Trail was in my backyard. And then I went to college just above Manhattan. So for a job, I worked in the freaking Bronx. It was crazy.
How was your experience? Did you like it?
It was like, I liked a lot about it. At the same time, it was a pretty wild thing that I could have probably have gone without. Yeah. Very risky working at a restaurant in the Bronx. Anyways, we'll tell that story another day. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you get out of Dodge. What'd your family think about you leaving? Were they supportive?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They were. And my dad...
they trusted you and everything? They're like,
yeah.
You got this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
That's good. And why'd you move to LA of all places? You felt called to go to California.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, why LA? Like what?
Well, I went to San Diego first. So before I had signed a short-term lease and everything because I felt, I want to go to San Diego.
Yeah.
One of my girlfriends had lived there and I had visited a couple times, my late girlfriends actually, and I just fell in love with it. And so I even went before I decided to move. I said, let me just feel it out, go stay at that place. And upon getting there, it was a hard no. I was upset. And then I just knew, okay, just be clear of where and when and what.
Yeah.
And things lined up a couple months later, got the messages, and off to LA was in December. And I did the whole San Diego thing in July.
When you say the messages, tell us about that. What do you mean?
Like the downloads for me is the signs and synchronicities. I said, okay, well, maybe it's not San Diego. Maybe it's LA. Just make it clear. I want some signs to make it clear. So messages, exactly, I'll tell you, because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It was October. I was at my cousin's wedding in Aspen, and the bride's side had some people, obviously. I sat at a table with these two brothers, great, amazing humans. We got to talking. Ryan, who actually was living in North Carolina at the time, had just signed a lease in Santa Monica, California for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And I said, oh, you have a roommate? And he said, no, I was just going to live there by myself.
Of course.
And I go, okay, do you want a roommate? And he goes, yeah, sure. I like you. I travel a lot anyways. He was barely ever there. And I loved him so much. I was so happy when he was home. So he moved in November when the lease started, and I moved in December. He was my favorite roommate I've ever had. Shout out to Ryan Morgan. Love you so much.
In Santa Monica of all places.
It was blissful. It was less than a mile to the beach.
Yeah.
I walked to the beach I ran to the beach every day. Walked on the sand. And back, it was so amazing.
Hard to imagine why anybody would want to move back from out of there. But let's talk a little bit about downloads first. Because, I got introduced to the spiritual space in the past 9 months. One, because of a buddy of mine. I've never had these types of conversations. I never use a word that resonates with me. I hear that often. I've never used the word, I got a download last night. I haven't until the past 9 months. And then my girlfriend, who we both know, same stuff. So I'm learning more and more as we go. Like I would have never bought this monkey ring, but I just thought it was real funkadelic. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty funkadelic.
Reminds me of Godzilla.
Yeah, you get it. You get where we're going with this. So what's a download? What is that?
It's just a message that I receive.
Where's it come from?
Just the ethers. God.
God?
Guides.
Okay. Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Right. It's
good. Just a sense of knowing in this moment, this, XYZ. Oh, this. It's just
a sense of knowing.
Yeah.
That's how you describe
something.
that. Steph, that's really good. Can somebody do anything to strategically get more downloads more often?
Meditate more.
Meditate.
Quiet that mind, man.
Yeah.
Connect. Mind goes wild. It's a monkey mind.
Good one. Freaking great. Love the monkey jokes. Okay. I appreciate that. Let's keep cruising down the storyline. This is fantastic. I feel like I'm really getting to know what you've been up to pretty much your whole life. You get to LA, you're living with your best roommate of all time, and you get into the acting scene. Now, was that immediately you get up there, you're like, all right, I'm gonna be an actress, let's do this? Or did it take a while to get your feet wet?
I mean, I had done it before I moved there.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What role?
Some in Robert Rodriguez's, like Sin City, Don
okay.
Gilfour, and Machete. Yeah.
Wait, so you were in the movies?
I did specific work.
Yeah.
In the movies, and then I did have a role in Sin City, but my scene didn't make the cut.
Oh.
Which happens sometimes. They don't know.
Well, in the acting space, I know people can do like one step of the left or the right of the real of the actual movie. Mm-hmm. Did you do anything like that as well? You know, like any did you plays and stuff by chance? Of any? No plays. Oh. Okay, so you were strictly like, I want to be on camera, Hollywood style. Mm-hmm. Got it. And you were actually in some sets.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very cool.
I love it.
Yeah. So tell us about that journey. I mean, that sounds like something.
It was something.
Made it something.
When I got to the moment of realizing, when I was in LA.
Did you hear that?
Huh?
Did you hear that?
You? You're funny, quirky, like it. And I met with some agents, and they basically told me, oh, you'll be an A-lister in no time, but you won't be able to say no to this. You're basically mine. So it felt like sell your soul.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're just going to have to take a quick pause here, folks, and pop the lid on whatever Steph just said. We're going to pop it right open because you just gave us some vagueness, and we just don't do that here. We're going to have to get exactly what you mean by this. What did they say specifically?
Oh, man.
Oh, man, I feel it coming. I feel like I'm about to get punched right in my sternum.
She said, you're a beautiful woman, and you look very young, so you could play 18 to 24, and you will have to do lesbian roles. You'll have to do, if devil worshippers on there. It won't be porn, but there will be very risque stuff. You just need to get your name out there. And these are good agencies. I'm not going to say the names. And
why not? You afraid?
No. Okay. I don't want to.
I don't know.
And so I said, oof, I'm good on that. And she said,
one time, one conversation, one woman said that, and that was it.
It was two. The other one was not as abrupt in it, and I still did it. I just didn't choose to sign with them, the big agency. So I just went with another one, and I got some stuff, more so fitness because of my build. I got booked for a lot of Nike, Reebok, Adidas, so all that.
How was that?
Out stuff. Fun.
Good.
So good.
Wholesome.
I love it.
I know Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Too soon?
No.
Okay, good.
Definitely not.
That's good. So yeah, you did some fitness stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. What did that do to you? I mean, once you figured that was what Hollywood was like, because it was your dream. It was your dream to be an actress.
This is a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No big deal though. You just washed it off, walked away. No big deal.
No, I would do it now. Still, like I would. Yeah, if someone said you want to audition for this, say absolutely.
Well, that sounds kind of like mildly dark. All right.
Mm-hmm.
From being transparent. If someone's like, yeah, you might have to do this, you might have to do that. It's not, it's there's no certainty there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be more to this, unless that's really it.
Well, and then the other thing is,
yeah,
she said, you obviously have your holidays with your family, and if someone dies, you can go grieve and be there, go to the funeral and all that stuff. But you're mine from Monday through Friday.
What an odd way to say that. What a peculiar statement. That's not very like connective teamwork ambiance whatsoever. It's like slavery. Yeah, but that's what flies there, simply because they know what kind of carrot they hold.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I don't want that.
It was that simple for you.
It was a tough decision, but I felt that was the right call.
Okay. What year was this?
2019.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, early in the year. Yeah.
So what happened next?
Then I started training.
For what?
Well, training private clients.
You started training private clients?
Yeah.
Actually, like, what was the first client that you've ever, not who, but how'd you get them as a client?
Word of mouth. Hey, I can't take this. Would you be able to go to their house XYZ days? And I said, yeah, sure.
What kind of training?
Physical, personal training.
Oh, workouts.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a fitness person?
Yeah, I used to do fitness competitions at that, oh gosh.
Yeah, what are we doing
We
here?
have a whole...
Come on.
We
went from gymnastics and then no gymnastics and then Hollywood. So what?
Hollywood.
Where's the fitness?
I jumped into, I found working out in, gosh, what was it? Like 2010. I just loved it.
2010, you like...
I saw that you could manipulate your body. I was always I was a 6-year-old with a 6-pack and chiseled arms. That's just my build.
What do they call that? Genetics.
Genetics, baby.
Yeah, and so you wanted to just capitalize on that.
Right.
Yeah.
And friends would say, you could win so easy. You wouldn't even have to do anything. You already look like this.
That's nice. Not everybody can wake up and say that. For real.
Great.
We really got to work for it. So we're like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
So I said, fine.
Yeah.
I'll do it. And then I threw myself into that. Obviously went overkill with it, over-caffeinated, shot adrenals. But it was nice. I enjoyed how challenging it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like the challenge.
It did.
What's up with that? You always been like that?
Part of me
Serious?
I think so.
Do you?
I'd say I wouldn't or don't, and even now, setting my life up to do what I want instead of what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yet I love it. I love building. Like I just finished creating my course that took months and just making the VSL and the videos and being creative with it, and it's up, and I said, okay, I won. This is great. What next? On to the next thing.
Nice work, by the way, because I did see a piece of it. I think 2 days ago. It was a website, and the video on the website. It looked really professional.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Okay. Fitness. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
You still do fitness stuff?
Not as I like moving my body. It's more so Pilates, less weights. I don't need the heavy weights to build the muscle.
Why'd you shoot adrenals in you? What is it? I've never even heard of that.
Adrenals?
Shooting adrenals.
No, I didn't shoot adrenals. I shot. When you shoot your adrenals, I shot my adrenals.
What is that?
It's just overworking to where your adrenal glands are just...
They were shot.
They were shot.
I got you. I thought you were sticking adrenaline in your body.
Oh
I said, that's intense.
No.
Okay. All right. So Steph's the fit person. You got your first client. You're out there training people. You're building your book of business. Life's good. You're less than a mile from the beach. You're not walking. You're running because you're a fitness person.
Dude, life is great. It was so much fun. I enjoyed every minute of it.
What would you change of that experience?
What would I?
Out there, yeah.
Nothing.
Serious?
I really, really enjoyed those 4 years so much because I met some really close friends. I learned a lot about myself. I would take weekend trips. I love California in the sense that you can drive 2 hours and be in so many different places.
Yeah, that's true.
Big Bear, where else? Idlewild, Ojai, Santa Barbara, San Diego. I loved it.
Yeah. Side note, I've got a house in Santa Monica on my vision board because I'm going to buy a house in Santa Monica.
Where do you know?
It's going to be by the marina.
I love Marina Del Rey.
Yeah.
It's great.
Because I like to fish. I'm going to go fishing. Oh, it's going to be good.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Housewarming party.
Yeah. So, back to you, Steph. Okay. Yeah. Housewarming party. Yeah, come on over. Let's do it.
I got so many friends. I'll go stay. Yeah.
I love it. So you're having like a really peak time in your life here in California.
Yeah.
It's great. Even though it didn't work out how you thought it would.
Yeah. Worked out better.
You're a fitness person. Everybody's having a good time. You're there for 4 years. Then what happened to where you ultimately felt like you needed to leave?
Well, COVID happened.
Yeah.
And it just shut everything down. So I came back to Austin just to hang out here because it was a little more open. You know, there was really...
It was like jail when COVID hit.
Jail. So I spent 2 months here, you know, with friends on ranches, floating the river, just doing the whole thing. And went back and it kind of relaxed a little. And I said, hey, this is great. It weeded a lot of people out. There's no traffic. It's a lot more calm. I don't know what the big issue is. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The
good.
It was just
the good.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Less people on the beach. There's less everything. Less busy.
Yeah.
And so that was cool. And then moved from Santa Monica to Beverly Hills. And then...
Why?
Moved back. Well, funny you ask.
Who was out there?
So I call her my adopted grandmother. Love her. So I was training a client and her neighbor saw me and came over and said, hey, I saw you training them like when I was leaving. And my cousin, you can't buy her anything because she can buy herself whatever she wants. Would it be okay if I hire you to train her? And I said, sure. So I go over there and she ends up having me come see her every week.
Nice.
Cutest old lady.
Yeah.
Just firecracker.
She's still around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
So we become close and she said, you know, Steph, one day, I really like you. I really like you being around you. I trust you. Do you want to live in my guest house? And it's Beverly Hills proper.
Yeah.
Fountain, pool, the whole 9 yards.
Of course.
And I go, and I couldn't help but cry because I had been manifesting this before I even moved there. I said, I want to live in someone's guest house.
Yeah.
And everyone wants that. Everyone would want that. And even my friend said, only you.
That's
only
amazing.
you. So I started crying. She said, don't cry. You don't even know if you like it yet. Like, a 2-bedroom, 1,200 square foot. Cool. Okay, Sandra, no, I'll take it. Great. So
That's all right.
it's okay. Oh, it was so lovely. And I loved it. It was clean. It was safe. I loved living there. And then fast forward a year, she ends up wanting to move because her son also lived in Santa Monica. They moved to New York. She wanted to sell the house. So I moved back to Santa Monica. And I just felt like my time was done there. And I always knew I would know. It's okay. Where to next? And I heard Austin. And I said, no, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to. I've already been there. Don't want to. No. And it was just, okay.
Kidding me.
No. So this is in July. And was it October, November? Anyways, a couple months later, it's like, all right, I'm moving. Don't know why, but I'm dressing it.
Yeah. So what was the move like? Did you pack your car and just drive on over, or what was that?
Dude, so I packed my car.
Yeah.
I got rid of so much stuff. Weeded out the closet.
Cross country.
Yeah.
You were
And
there for a while. So
yeah. Get things and all this furniture. So at that time, my friend was also moving to Austin. He had lived in LA, I guess, 13 years. And so he had a U-Haul, and I had my car. So I just filled my car, put some things in the U-Haul, and I didn't take my furniture. It's actually still there.
He owned a U-Haul?
No, he rented a U-Haul to drive all his stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was moving from LA to Austin. He said, I want to get out here. And so that worked out. So we kind of caravanned. And however, going there, I enjoyed the drive. I drove by myself, just packed my car and went.
Yeah.
And I loved every minute of it. It was so amazing.
Freedom, right?
Yeah.
And the views, going to the hills of California.
Well, even through New Mexico.
Yeah.
And
the rock formations in the desert.
Yes, it was snowing when I drove.
Dang.
Yeah,
So
basically.
snowy rock formations.
It was amazing. It was just bliss.
Well, I think that was your welcoming.
Totally.
To Austin again.
No, going to California, that was bliss. And coming back, it was great. It was great.
How'd I miss that? Damn.
I kind of skipped around there. I threw you for a loop.
Thank you. Get me on my toes.
Yeah.
So you get back to Austin, and it's like, you got to pick a place to stay. You still friends with the same people? What's going on?
Some.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the city anymore. And I felt the best thing to do with going back there is acting, not thinking about it in terms of, oh, I lived here my entire life, I know the city, because it's a completely new city. I needed that fresh start. So
You treated it like that.
yeah. So I lived with a girlfriend. She had an extra bedroom, so she let me stay with her.
What a nice friend.
So sweet. And it was November, December. So and then in February, I go to Costa Rica to celebrate one of my dear friends. He sold his company, and it was a big celebration trip for him. And there was outings every day. One of the outings was an ATV adventure excursion.
Cool.
And yeah, it was great. And I flipped the ATV.
Not cool.
And,
Oh, what happened?
fell under.
You fell under it.
Well, okay, I was
Doesn't
playing
always
hard.
happen.
I was playing hard. I was fishtailing. I grew up going to friends'
that?
because it felt comfortable.
Yeah, but it's been years since you did it.
Who cares? It felt good.
It felt comfortable? Like
Felt
riding
comfortable.
a bike. You're like, I'm going to rip this ATV. Yeah.
Ripped it. So I was doing it throughout the jungle, on the
Welcome
rocks,
to the
on the
jungle.
trees. It was great. Nothing happened. And then on the beach, it was,
Of course.
sand, flipped it. Cool. So when I'm going down, I try to kick myself away. I'm thinking, oh, shit. So, because I'm deathly afraid that it's going to crush me. And it did.
Heavy.
Fell on top of me, like threw me to the ground, obviously. Fell on top of me, and I screamed for my friend, like, what? Thinking that he's going to help get it off me. And I managed to kick myself out from underneath it and sit there. I'm alive. I can breathe. And then I instantly knew, all right, silver linings. I knew this was supposed to happen. What's going to happen? Because before I left for Costa Rica, I had this anxiety, almost like I didn't want to go. I said, oh my gosh, it's been planned for months. I'm going. Just calm down. It's okay. And even the day we flew in, I'm, dehydrated, feeling all this way, just my nervous system's a little out of whack.
Travel will do that.
Sometimes. And then this happened. I said, oh, maybe I sensed this. Who knows? So I just thought it was dislocated. And it ended up being pretty much apart, almost cracked in half.
Yikes.
Lots of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can go down that road if we want.
Tell us.
Yeah. So a chiropractor friend pops it back into place, and he kind of sees what's going on, and I don't. I'm like, just pop it back in. It fell back out again. And so he made me a makeshift wrap. There's 10 of us in this group. And I had a sling from a shirt, took a couple steps, walked, cried, that big, just crying the trauma out or trying. And I get on the back of the ATV with the guide, and he drives us to where our cars were, which is a 20-ish minute. Yeah, so it's up and down. Just with every bump, I felt this pain. But I was able to shift it to, all right, the pain is not good or bad. It is just a strong sensation that I'm experiencing. And I'm grateful to be alive. And I truly was. It wasn't like I was trying to be this way. It was just the only way that would work.
Yeah.
And I'm just crying, just, I'm so grateful. And then get in the car, and it's another hour ride to we stopped. It was a 30-minute ride. We did a little pit stop on the way to the hospital to get a shot. Yeah.
Oh, a shot.
It was so intense. So we did do an x-ray, and they said, we can't tell. We need a CT scan. It could be time sensitive. So we went to the hospital, CT scan. All this is hours of just agony. But I'm fine. I'm also just so grateful that I was with the people I was with. I was just completely held. I felt completely comfortable. And upon sitting up from the ATV, I said, okay, learn to receive. All right. So I'm in the car, my friend Josh, I got Juan in the back, the chiropractor Fred, my amazing human friend, and he and the translator, which is the guy who runs the ATV excursions. I just felt held. Tom, he's a acupuncturist, chiropractor, body worker. He was there. The whole COVID thing was happening, so only one person was allowed to go in the back at a time, so they'd change places. And then I stayed there for a couple days because they said, well, I mean, you can leave, but this can be time sensitive as there's a lot of stuff in here. So we're going to have to do surgery here. Yeah.
In Costa Rica? Come on. Okay.
So I got surgery there 2 days later.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell anyone else outside of that group because I was processing and I was just in pain and,
You got a scar?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Whoa.
And then on my bicep too.
2.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. This one, and there's a little one right there. Guy did a good job.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you have to look at it. You have to really look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
Good.
The screws are a little big, but
big screws. Hey, that's
I can feel it. Yeah.
You're sturdy. You don't want those cheap little dinky screws. No.
Especially when it's trying to hold that rod in there.
Exactly.
Get the arm in place.
Exactly.
So
I'm glad it worked out.
It worked out.
It's intense. It's freaking crazy. It's scary, right?
It was scary.
Yeah.
100%. So
Sheesh.
I ended up calling my parents. Well, I get home from the hospital and just am poured with love. And I'm just emotional, right? I can't shower by myself. It's hard to do anything. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
And I'm in good spirits. Just truly. And so I called my parents a couple days after I'm done with surgery. So I'm okay, but this happened. What? Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Freak out. Yeah, can you imagine?
She said, I kind of felt like something happened. I hadn't seen you post in a couple of days. I said, I feel like something's happened. Something's wrong. That mom intuition.
Uh-huh.
So.
She was right.
So I stay with them because they take care of me,
Yeah.
And it's like hard to even open a door.
Right.
She has to bathe me.
Much. No.
Yeah.
Your mom?
Yeah.
And
I needed help.
20s or 30s, something like that?
Well, my back and my hair, I'm covered in dust still.
What do you mean?
So, because we're going through the jungle, right?
Yeah.
The nurse is I just didn't even try. I said, no, we're just not doing this. So, my beautiful friend Emily, when I got back to the house, I leaned over the tub and she washed my hair. She got in there. It's just like brown because it's in your scalp. That dirt, it's just dust.
Yuck.
I know. So I had clean hair. It was great. If you know.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
I feel like a new person.
So I get home, and in bed, I don't even remember when, but I see the zoomed out perspective of why I got called to come back to Austin. Because that trip was planned regardless of me being in Austin or not.
Huh.
And if I had gone back to California, he was going to take care of me. Come back, they take care of me. And it allowed me to receive love from my mom and dad that I hadn't been able to when I was younger.
What do you mean you hadn't been able to?
They always gave it. I had just closed off at a very young age.
Why?
Trauma.
What kind?
Molestation.
Where? No. Let me Big. Don't answer that. From which direction?
Person?
Sure. What kind of person?
Friend's dad.
A friend's dad. Friend from school? Friend from school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you were young. Very young.
6.
You were 6. Yeah. That'll do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you became a closed door, irreceptive to your parents' love for anyone for a very long time. So then years go by. You're working hard, nose to the grindstone. It sounds like you're driven, you're focused. You are making things happen for yourself. You get called to come back to Austin after you get, well, you're there. You go on a trip to Costa Rica, you get banged up, and then live back with your folks. And then that moment is when the light gets turned on in your soul for the first time in a long time.
In a long time, yes. I had already started the healing work.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to face, obviously, the closed door, which is, receiving the love. And especially parents, I wanted to keep it at a distance. And it wasn't long after I came back to Austin that this happened. It was within 3 months, less. So it was very quick.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
So that's when I saw, oh, wow. And it was great. Dad, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Yeah. We're going to get back to you. I can relate to the whole, completing the circle, for lack of a better term, with your parents. I've had a similar experience with my father. He was he was just a little rough around the edges for the majority of my life. And then all of a sudden, one day, one moment, everything changed for him and I, because I felt like I was understood for the first time in my whole life. It's wild how fast things can change. That's what I think can be beautiful about those types of things. So I gotta ask, you're very much an adult, and you're working on yourself to find wholeness after something that's not pleasant whatsoever. It's dark. It's evil. How do you go about feeling that? How do you go about finding comfort in life after that kind of experience has happened to you?
Well, I had run from it from a very long time.
How long?
Well,
26
25 years or so.
Years, yeah.
Yeah, and then I said, oh, makes sense. Fitness competitions, working hard, all this stuff.
Well, time out. Let me ask you this. So did you choose, what it seems like is that you chose to overshadow it with positivity and productivity. Is that right?
Yeah. Working hard and
go. Let's keep.
I got this. I got this. I was very in my masculine, and also the right side of the body is masculine, the left side's feminine. Break the need to operate out of your masculinity. Break.
Yeah. Yeah. So where is it going with this? This is, I've got a lot of questions about this one because it's fascinating. It can be very powerful because, here's what it was. People sometimes choose the opposite to cope, to manage, where they will lead to drugs, right? Things that really deter from their life. Destructive behavior. Did you happen to have any of that?
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Yeah, in high school.
Serious?
Yeah.
Like what?
Drinking, drugs.
It took you all the way to get to high school? It took you all the way up to high school to start doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
What changed in high school that you didn't do in middle school? Just got access?
Yeah.
Just got access to the stuff. Yeah, it's
totally.
just
I had some, experience. Yeah.
Like what? You're making these eyes like...
Alcohol poisoning at one point.
Poisoning?
Yeah.
Off of what? Jack Daniels? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. So, that's... Okay. Yeah. How long that phase lasts?
Not heavily drinking like that. I'd still go out to the bars with my friends, in my early 20s. At 22, I was over drinking. Not because I couldn't handle it. I just didn't like it anymore. And I continued until about 24. Yeah, and just
You're more
didn't
like
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah. So probably Yeah, just maybe 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Not crazy. Just the first couple of years were a little, whew.
Gotcha. So as you're going along in life, I'm sure that this thing is looming in the background up to your mid-20s or so. You get to your parents' place. This is like this. You had already been working on yourself. This was more of, what would you call this experience at your parents? If you had already been working yourself, but really haven't reached that point of completion, like the completion process, was that the completion process at your parents' house? For the
Starting.
That was the starting of it.
Right. Starting.
Wow.
Because it was, even when I sat up from underneath the ATV, it was learn to receive. And it was hard to receive from pure love of just who I am, and not me having to do anything to earn it or perform or look a certain way.
It's like some butterfly effect stuff, you know. The ATV happens, the parents happen, and then from there it's like, but you're putting in a lot of intention. I think that's a key element here that we need to recognize. You're putting a lot of intention on your personal development, right? Yeah. You'll get that through fitness. You'll get that through just doing positive things in general, right? Like you're looking for an answer, it seems like. Yeah. At what point was it like an instant moment, or was it a stack of a bunch of different things to where you found the answer?
What answer?
Oh, yeah. Right. How do I say this? So to where you felt like okay, and you didn't have to run. You didn't have to mask things. Yeah.
It started then. At the parents.
Yeah.
And that's also when I took an entire year and a half off of touching any weights, because I had built that relationship in my mind of, it was my out, it was my shield, it was my armor, my protection. And I didn't like the way I associated myself with weightlifting, and I wanted to build a different relationship with it.
Yeah.
So I just did not want anything to do with any kind of working out. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And that was challenging, because that was my identity for years. Years. Oh, it was so hard. So all I would do is walk, and then I'd have these conversations with myself when I'd say, oh, I need to work out. It's, do you not love me just because? Do I have to look a certain way for you to love me, to be loved?
Yeah.
And those would hit. And it was intentionally done. I intentionally did not. I did not feel called.
Man, so the reason we host this podcast at all is to inspire hope in people that are going through challenging times. Okay. So the fact that you're able to talk openly about this kind of thing is, I think that's you taking your power back. That's the way I see it. And it's empowering to hear you talk about this kind of thing. So, thank you for doing that. First off, it's really amazing stuff. Yeah. Like you're winning, so let's recognize that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Of course. Yeah. It's fired up. Wow. So, okay. We're getting past the healing of your arm. You take off out of your parents' house. And then you know what I think? Like, cause I met you recently, past couple months. And what I noticed right away is that the energy level is a 10, right? And you're a business person, and you seem pretty fearless when it comes to talking with people and putting your product out there and going to getting things done, right? I don't know if you know that about yourself, but that's what others see. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. So, yeah, has that switch always been on, or like has that been really maximizing ever since you started that completion work? Like,
so
yeah.
Thank you for saying that, and I receive it. And I also see that that's how everyone's viewed me, and I never viewed myself that way. I always thought it was not good enough, all the things that come with trauma, it just yada yada. Now I see that, and that's how it always was. I started a clothing line, created a sports bra, did the whole thing of building that. And I said, it doesn't excite me anymore. Just stopped. You know, I do what I'm called to do when I'm called to do it. I don't know if that's
powerful. That's like operating off your synchronometer. You don't have this. You don't operate off the world's clock. You operate off your clock. That's really good. So word on the street is, it's not a word, it's fact. You are helping a lot of people. Yeah, you're helping them find. We got to talk about how you're helping people out there, your clients, find their innate strengths. Yeah. So how do you do that?
So some hide behind certain traits, whether that's trying to like people pleasing. That's actually what my course is on.
Right, that's the thing that I saw.
Just a mask and pulls you away from, sense of worth, self-worth, all the things. And with my private clients, I just start by asking them questions, and the way I explain, they are able to
those that sometimes forget.
They're able to feel it in their body the way I explain, to just allow them to encompass their auric field, their soul, because this is just the body. We're taking up the body, but we're outside of it.
We're taking up the body?
Yeah, like we're here. We're not, I'm beyond my body. My energy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so
Big
I teach
time.
people how to tap into that field that is them.
Man.
And beyond.
Yeah. What kind of people would benefit for something like that?
Anybody that works with people.
Anybody that works for people, and also anybody that's open.
You have to be open to it.
They have to want it.
You have to be open and have no expectation.
Yeah.
Those are the
let
people.
things happen.
Yep.
Right?
That benefit, yeah.
Yeah.
And the ones that actually listen to their internal pull.
Yeah.
That are like, oh, I don't know anything about you, and I need to. And I always say, follow that, because that is your soul guiding you. It is God guiding you to your next place. Even so, we skipped through in 2022, I had another calling. So after the arm thing, I was still a little bit at the parents, starting to look for a place. And I know within a minute walking into a place if it's for me or not. Didn't find any. And then I realized, I'm going to go to Europe. Okay, how? I literally just had surgery, all this, that, and the other. Haven't been working. What? And so I bought a one-way ticket to Europe with my first 3 nights booked. And I was there for 3.5 months.
What? That's amazing.
Just being called this person, meet this person.
Yeah.
When met them and stayed with my adopted grandmother. I call her Sandra from
Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
She lives in France. And
so nice.
Yeah. So it was that. It was an unfolding. I listened to every clue of, okay, go down this way. All right. You're leaving tomorrow. Now book your flight. It's all of it.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Reminds me of, it is and it isn't. I'd say it's exhilarating. It's exhilarating.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody lets that kind of exhilaration come into their life. You were open to it. You said, let's see where this goes. Let me trust myself. Let me trust the universal laws that are and go for a ride, which took you to your next landing pad, which was what?
After Europe?
Yes.
In South Congress.
South Congress.
The most magical hut. I call it my little fairy hut. What?
Yeah. Yeah. So when did we got to talk about this. I'm sorry you haven't brought it up yet because it is delicious. When does the inspiration for your butter?
Oh.
Yeah, come on.
SB.
Come on. Yeah. Talk about your butter.
Like, my butter. So it's
because you're an entrepreneur, Seth's an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, clothing line, butter, healer.
It is a sunflower butter. So it's a nut-free, allergen-friendly spread. And I created it after undergoing some health issues that had me go on an anti-inflammatory diet for the health issues.
Yeah.
I was really underwhelmed with the nut butter alternatives. Or just no. So I made my own.
Mm.
And then my friends started liking it, and people started asking me about it. And
they're good.
Yeah, I jarred it up and sold it to the masses.
That's fired up. You got to be proud of yourself.
It's so good. I go through so many jars. I eat it.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. Huh.
We're in the middle of a rebrand right now, and we still have it on Amazon and my website.
It's something else. You got to admit, it's quite a life. It's quite a life that you've already kind of had, all right? And there's more to come, right?
I feel like it's just starting.
It's just starting. Yeah. It all of it is so fast, it seems like. Right?
In the moments, it seemed slow.
Yeah.
I always felt, when I was younger and, through high school and stuff, it just felt so slow. And now, it never is. Time goes by so fast. It flies.
Because the things that you've done in the past just a few years, 4, 5 years, you've done a ton. Yeah. What the heck? How? How do you do that?
I don't.
What is it? Do you hang out with people ever? Do you ever socialize with people? Yes, you do. So it's not like you live under a rock and just work all day. So where does it come from? What are you doing? How do you manage your schedule? How do you build a company and then do your work? And then, what is that?
And I was doing it all myself, too.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. I said, okay, after this relaunch, I'm bringing people in. Soul needs that. It's the rebrand is Soul Butter. Soul like the sun butter. And like your soul, feeds you. Nourish your soul, baby.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it needs that attention. I got it to where I got it, and I'm so proud. And I want her to fly.
Okay. Now look, let's challenge this a little bit. All right. Not all funny. No wait, what is it? Fuzzy bunny rabbits and roses out here. So we got to really crack down on this. How do you does one thing suffer because you're giving it attention, or something else attention? I mean, how do you launch a business, rebrand a business, but also do your healing work, and then also manage the clothing? You still do the clothing?
No.
So it's two things right now. It's two things. Healing work and the butter.
And during that time, I was doing my own healing too. Yes.
And your own. And yeah.
So there were times when those took a seat.
They did take a seat.
Fully. And I would just put them right there.
And even with that happening, you still are getting it done in a seemingly short amount of time, 5 years.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it. Don't take no for an answer.
No,
you're making it happen.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know what I was doing when I started. And yeah, I'm proud of it's sometimes I say, ignorance is bliss. Not knowing what a label's supposed to look like. Let me just do this on, Photoshop.
Sure. Do it.
But hey,
just do it.
Just do it.
Fail forward, fail fast.
Do it.
Yeah, why not?
And then you'll figure out what works along the way.
Get the feedback and you implement.
Yeah.
Shoot, I was going to ask you. Dang, this is fired up. Yeah, it's fired up. Oh, yeah. How do you know you're successful with the butter company? What do you deem to be successful? Is it an income limit? Is it a families served?
That is why I want to bring people on, because I got it to where I got it, and it needs, a budget, it needs marketing, it needs
systems.
It needs systems, and I didn't have those systems. I got it with how you said, what'd you call it? The
synchronometer?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just did what felt right. Mm-hmm. But it's not really how business runs,
It's a mixture.
It's a mixture. So I need to bring that other half. And I got some of it. And so how I know it's successful is that I have it in jars. I'm proud of that. Cool. So anything else is a win.
It is in jars. That's a win. It's cool to see your stuff, right?
On a store shelf, yeah.
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 It's on store shelves?
It's in royal blue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that if you got in a room with HEB and stuff, it could be there too.
Yes, that's a me thing of retail.
No, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever you do, though, it's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Craig.
And then I really want to tap into this is your healing work. You've got to add a business side to that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you're doing that. You've got some incredible marketing, right, to find clients. Yeah. How's that been going ever since you started to make it, instead of word of mouth, to make it a little bit more systematized, automated?
It's still, the program is systematized.
Okay.
The other stuff, obviously it kind of comes with the territory. I offer that.
Yeah.
And it's word of mouth. I have always said they just find me when they need me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What would you say is your strength as an entrepreneur?
Doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not overthinking.
So,
Like
yeah.
having the idea and then taking action right away.
Pretty much right away, even if it's messy action, just trying.
What would you say you are improving on, or would need the most improvement right now for you as a businesswoman?
In which anything?
Generalities is fine. For me, it's specifics when it comes to
Maybe
numbers.
marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marketing?
Kind of, yeah, because I'm doing the ads thing a little bit, and that's good.
So perhaps educating yourself on how to market.
Yeah, which I'll be doing that shortly.
And you know what's sick about that? I call it sick because it's like, whoa, okay?
Yeah.
Is that there's people that do that for a living, right? And here we are doing it kind of on our own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So have fun.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you're a marketer
Good job.
now.
Oh, you're everything.
So what's the future hold, right? We talked a little bit about where you're at now. We talked about your past. We went way back to elementary school. And then now what I always like to do is talk a little about what's the plan? Why all this?
Why?
Yeah, what's the bright, shiny future holds for you?
The bright, shiny, I will be...
And people in your ecosystem. Go ahead.
Book?
Go. Oh, book. Uh-huh.
Writing a book.
Yeah.
Just being able to help people have hope and faith in themselves and the divine and the world. And
Dang. How many people? There you go. No wrong answer.
with the book
A lot.
and
Yeah.
speaking and
Speaking where?
on stage.
No, it's good, right? It's good.
Yeah.
No, I know. Don't mind me. I just get pumped about this stuff. Go ahead.
So that,
Yeah.
and it's, everything's a season. Everything's a season. And I just feel so grateful now in this moment and this part of my life, this time in my life, that I feel finally that everything's starting to come together. And that anything I do moving forward, because, I have the self-belief, the knowing, the self-love, and of course, all that past work of healing and stuff, there were still tethers, and I feel like all those are now moving forward, instead of having a little bit of stuff, kind of still connected, like all the cords are cut. We're going forward, baby.
Wow. When you talk like that, how do you feel?
Empowered.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rightfully so. Freaking powerful. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Taking charge.
Mm-hmm.
You're in control. Right? All right. My bad.
Immense gratitude and love. No, you're right on the money.
Yeah. And then, sheesh. I'm just processing all that's happening right now. This is a lot. This is really good. Thank you for sharing all this. This is, yeah. I'm going to have to rewatch this a few times. This is really good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So let's, I always like to wrap up with a couple of pointed questions. So some are fun, some are like more serious, whatever. Who's one person that you want to meet that is still alive that you haven't met yet? You want to just take them out for coffee and chop it up. Anybody on the planet there?
Oh, maybe two.
Okay.
I don't, Jordan Peterson.
For sure.
And,
For sure.
and why am I blanking on his name?
Is it dude? Is he a podcast guy?
He's an everything guy.
Is he a president?
No.
Scientist?
No.
Oh, crap.
You know who I'm talking about. And I listen to him all the time.
It's not Joe Rogan.
No.
Oh, because he's not a scientist. No, heck no. Yeah.
Um,
An everything guy that's Andrew Huberman.
No.
He's kind of like a scientist.
Why? Okay, maybe I don't need to say his name. Cool.
What's he look like?
He does a retreat. Joe Dispenza.
Joe. Quantum. Going into the quantum.
Quantum.
Okay. Very good. Very respectful man. I can see why you want to talk to him. That's cool. What's your favorite date night spot here in Austin?
Oh my gosh, I just recently went to Nomade.
What's that?
This beautiful high energy place on South First. It's a restaurant. It's beautiful. It's very white and breezy. And I went there with a couple friends. And so...
What kind of food? Mediterranean?
No, it's not. It's kind of... It's very clean. There's a lot of fish. There's a whole vegan menu. It's one of those places you have to go. It's got a bunch of different types of food, and it's just everything is good.
What the heck?
And so I've been waiting to go back. I'm like, let's go. Who wants to go? I want to go.
Shoot, as a local neighborhood expert, I should know this place. I can't believe I've never heard of it. Nomade.
Thing.
That's right. Oh, okay. Yeah, Nomade.
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 South First and Mary.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Let's say you were to talk to yourself as a kid, a little girl, right now. She's in the room. What would you say to her?
You are as magical as you think you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's a really nice thing to say. You're as magical as you think you are. And anybody that's listening to this, we get kind of a broad audience, right? I encourage the youth to watch this because I want to help the youth the most with this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I throw it back to elementary, middle, high school, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you're listening, you are too as magical as you think you are. That's the truth.
And you are so special.
Mm-hmm.
You're so unique.
Big time.
There's no one that is you, and that is your superpower.
Yeah. And loving that. Loving that fact. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Loving your quirks. Loving just being, surrendering, and accepting who you are and not try to be who you think you should be. Yeah.
Big time.
That's the disconnect.
Now, since this is kind of a legacy project and it's a little bit of an autobiography, right? There's a chance that your great-great-great-great-grandkids might listen to this one day. And what would you want to say to them?
Carry on the legacy.
Cool legacy.
Grandma.
Carry on the legacy, kids.
Your grandma is a very gifted energy worker.
Yeah.
Some call.
So, Carrie, if you feel that.
Yeah, it's in you.
It's in you. Oh, dang.
It's in you.
Hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, squad, jeez, this is very good. This is very good.
Yeah, agreed.
I appreciate all that you do on the daily, as well as you coming on here and sharing your story. It's very powerful in so many ways. And you have to, please, I hope you really recognize that. It's very, very powerful. It's awesome. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
You heard it here first, folks. Greg Carlson, Stephanie Schechter in the house. Y'all stay fired up. Till next time.
Much love.